Hi everybody, my name is Alondra and today we'll be deciphering another of Lana Del Rey's songs. This time I've chosen Kill Kill by Lana Del Rey. It is one of her earlier works. This, I believe, was released under the name, I think is when she debuted as Lana Del Rey, because before she was known as Lizzie Grant. And I think that this song goes into Lana Del Rey, aka Lizzie Grant. So let's just get right into it. No more wasting time. You guys know the drill. Basically, what I do is I play the song, I pause it in an area where I want to subjectively give my opinion on, try to decipher, and then I continue on the song so that we can continue on to decipher her lyrics up until the end. Alright, so let's get right into it.
Bound up the stairs, I'm in the shower. Do you know I am going to leave you? Do you know I am going to leave you?
Okay, so this is not my first time listening to Kill Kill. It's actually one of my favorite songs. I say this about every song, but it is one of my very good favorites. So the first time I listened to the song, I thought, "Aw, she's talking about her lover who is dying and she's singing about him." And then the second time, I thought, "Is she planning to kill her sugar daddy?" And then for the third time, or maybe a couple more times than the third, I finally got it. It finally hit me what Kill Kill was about. And Kill Kill is about a dying relationship. Bound Up the Stairs can be interpreted as one of them leaving the other one, heading towards a different direction. Bound up the stairs, not in the same level. One of them is going at a faster pace than their partner. Here, Lana doesn't specify who is bound up the stairs, but I would imagine that it is the dying man who she's singing about, because the dying man would just have a harder time to go up the stairs and keep up the pace of somebody who is in a healthier state than him, someone who is not in a healthy state or otherwise dying. I take this as well, when she sings she's in the shower, I think that it's a way of us to see that she's cleansing herself. She's cleansing herself and she's standing up. She could have used a different choice of words, such as "I'm in the bath," "I'm taking a bath," but the choice of words here makes me think that it is very important for us to know that there is cleansing going on, and it is from her part. She is cleansing herself and she's standing up. She's kind of taking it as a hard truth. The difference between a bath and a shower is that in a shower you're standing up, you're kind of most likely gonna get in and gonna get out as fast as possible. In a bath, you're kind of enjoying it, tossing in a bath bomb, trying to keep calm, just enjoying your stance in the water. And Lana here gives us a very nice detail. She's cleansing herself in the shower. Shower meaning she's standing up. This makes an illusion that her ideas are free flowing and they're not floating around stuck in the same water where she's sitting. Do you know I am going to leave you? So I honestly think that Lana didn't ask this question directly to her partner. I think she's thinking about it. Maybe she's rehearsing this question. And the reason that she's not asking it directly to him is because they're not at the same level of communication. She asks this twice as a way of self-assuring that this is what she wants to say, that this is what she wants to convey. with a dying man. And she's singing about this. And I don't think she means this physically. I think that it goes as far as in the relationship is dead. He is a dead man. And at first I thought she's singing about him. This is a man that is physically dying and she kind of wants to hold that memory with her, but it's none of that. He's not physically dying because Lana has a great and creative way of telling us if this is what is going on. She's very straightforward. Even with poetry, even with trying to guess what she's singing, she would have said uh, in some way heart failure or, I don't know, terminal illness. She would have involved it and she wouldn't be so cold when she sings and when she says, "Do you know I'm going to leave you?" Because I'm assuming that this guy is someone that she loves, and if he's physically dying, it's something that's taking something greater than life that's taking him away from you. So I don't think those would be the correct words of someone who is actually experiencing their loved one, their dying man, basically dying. Again, this man is metaphorically dying. And a man who is metaphorically dying means that he no longer is the person that he at one point was. So his persona, his charisma, his self has completely been transformed into someone else, someone that Lana in this instance doesn't recognize. For better or for worse, he's evolved into an unrecognizable man, therefore a dying man. And think about it. Look back at your memories. Did you ever know somebody or did you experience it firsthand where you met a person at the start of your friendship or relationship and by the time things were tumultuous and towards an end of a friendship, relationship, whatever, this person was a completely different individual, completely different. In this case, that allures to a metaphorically dying person, a metaphorically non existent person, evolving slowly into someone else. So the person that you knew 3 years ago is dead. This is what Lana is alluring to, a metaphor. But I think that this is very important. She uses the verb dying and not died. So there is a small part of him that she's still in love with. And she cares enough about this part of him to sing to him. And that little part, that little star that shines in the abyss of somebody who's basically metaphorically dead, she's kind of reminiscing of the memories and of who he was. When he completely disappears, when he completely dies, she will no longer have anybody or anything left to love. So when she sings, "I'm in love with the dying man," she's in love with the little star that sparkles from what's left of him, because he's dying. Part of him, half of him, a percentage of him has been corrupted. And she's singing to that little flashing star. When Lana sings that she's lying in the sand, that she is in love lying in the sand, she is lying in defeat. Think about it as a metaphor to a defeated warrior from Game of Thrones or, I don't know, anything that you think about, any story that you think about, a defeated warrior. There's usually a pan picture and it's stepping backwards from the defeated warrior and they're usually lying in the sand unalived. And this warrior has fought, has given it his all, and he ends up lying in the sand because it's a defeat. For whatever war he was in or whatever fight he was fighting, he has lost. A winning warrior would be standing up not lying in the sand, being washed away by the waves. Of course, she doesn't say that, but that's what I imagine. Somebody just lying in the sand and defeated, and the waves are washing him. She has done everything she can for him to keep him from dying, and nothing has worked. So maybe it's inevitable. Maybe this was his destiny. Maybe he doesn't even want to be rescued from his current state. Something that's very important with all the songs that are reviewed of hers is that she never tries to change a person. She never tries to change anybody. She either accepts them for whom they are, or she just lets them go. And since she has tried to do everything she can, I don't know what she has tried to do, but she's telling us, she's keeping that private, but she's telling us that she has done everything she can do, or everything that she's comfortable doing. So now it's time to let go. She's not going to keep holding on to him. Regardless of all of this, I think that it's good that she's in love with a dying man, because she is accepting his evolution, changing from one part of his life to another, acknowledging that he is in a different state now. She is far from denial, and instead of staying and dying with him, she's choosing to let him continue on his cycle. If this man wants to die, he can go ahead and do it, but not with Lana by her side. Lana's gonna walk away, and she's going to let him go.
Tell me about Ray and his girl. Do I know Ray is gone to meet you? Love you, I do. Stay, I won't. The stars fade from your eyes.
She starts with, "Tell me about Ray and his girl." And I interpret this as Ray being a close friend for both of them. One of the last attempts that she tries is to revive him by reminding him of Ray. That's why she says, "Have you seen Ray? Tell me about him. How is he doing? And his girl." Maybe Ray and his girl are a good example of the relationship that Lana wishes she had. And she's hoping that Ray maybe has some good word of advice to give to him, to her dying man, so that maybe that could work. As in, have you spoken to him? Has he given you some advice? Before you make this big choice on evolving into something else, have you gotten the last piece of advice, the last drop of juice you can get from this man? And I think that this song is very healthy in the way that Lana approaches everything. And I mean, it's such an irony, right? She's in love with a dying man, but it's one of the healthiest songs that Lana has, because she loves him, but she's leaving him because he is no longer the person that she fell in love with. She has done everything to salvage the relationship. He doesn't want to salvage the relationship, so she's going to walk away. Like I said, if he wants to evolve, good for him, but not with Lana. Lana's walking away. Because if she stayed, she would lose who she is. She would have to compromise what she wants in a man to just please him and not lose him. She has enough awareness and enough self-love to know what she's looking for. The little spark that she's talking about on her last sentence, "the stars fade from your eyes," is the little spark that Lana is still in love with. That little something that still reminds her of his old self. And a spark that once illuminated his whole being and that was so vivid about him. He is shutting down and losing Lana's admiration.
I'm in love with the dying man. I'm in love with the dying man. I'm in love lying in the sand. I'm in love with the dying man. I'm in love with the dying man. I have done everything I can. One, two, make it fun. Don't trust anyone. One, two, make it fun. Don't trust anyone. I'm in love with a dying man. I'm in love.
I think that by now, Lana has asked her friends about the changes and the metaphorically dying of her man. And I think that she hasn't really liked the conversations so far. That's why she adds, don't trust anyone, because a conversation with one of her friends probably went with, hey, Susie. I'm just gonna call her friend Susie. Do you know my boyfriend or my man? Have you noticed that he's been acting weird lately? He doesn't want to hang out with me anymore and he's more distant than ever. And then Susie would reply, I don't know what you're talking about. He seems fine. And Lana would reply with, no, he is distant. He doesn't want to talk to me. He doesn't want to hang out. He makes a billion excuses not to see me anymore. And Susie's just gonna say, oh, just whatever. He probably has a lot of work. He probably is not feeling it right now. I don't know. There's probably some stuff that he's dealing with. And Susie would say, oh, you're an overbearing girlfriend. You need to chill out. And Lana would kind of feel gaslighted by the world. And to avoid feeling, of course, gaslighted, she's kind of kept it to herself and not trust anyone to blur what she's seeing. Rule 1, Rule 2, make it fun. Rule 3, don't trust anyone. So for Lana, she tries to lighten up herself by making the situation a bit less serious and rigid. Heartbreaks can be so painful, and she's trying to dodge all of that by trying to make this comical and healthy as much as she can. She has a plan in mind, and she doesn't want to be perceived as the crazy girlfriend, the mess that she would become when he completely fades away from her life. So she's taking this fun, even the beat of the song is upbeat and fun and kind of a little bit corny. Well, I wouldn't say corny, I would say, I don't know, just fun. Like, do, 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 do. She's not taking this too seriously because she's trying to make this as healthy as possible for herself and for the other party involved. She wants to suffer as little as possible.
Dying man. I have done everything I can. I'm in love with the dying man. I'm in love with the dying man. I have done everything I can. Make it fun. Don't trust anyone. Make it fun. Make it fun.
In conclusion, it's good to be in love with a dying man. The relationship has run its course as much as possible, and now it's time to walk away in the healthiest way manageable for both of them. By Lana acknowledging his change, his evolution, his dying state, she's setting herself into accepting the things that she cannot change. She's not letting anyone else influence her decision or to gaslight her. She knows what she's going for, and she knows what she wants, and she knows how she's going to go about it. She has tried everything she can to keep the relationship alive, but sad to say, when the other party doesn't want to cooperate in the relationship or doesn't want to be part of the change or be part of maintaining the relationship, well, it's best to walk away. It has run its course, and it's not healthy to keep someone there if they don't want to be kept, because everyone at the end of the day will be miserable. The best way to continue on is to accept your defeat. Who knows, maybe you'll find someone better. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!